Well, mate, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We are about to play your brand new single, Gloomsayer, for the first time tonight, so congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that.
Not a problem. So, mate, tell us a little bit about this track. What can our listeners expect to hear from this track tonight?
I guess Gloomsayer is a personal take on my sort of experience with the idea of faith and I guess religion as a whole, but like faith in general. I guess I was always I grew up in a religious background, so it's not like I'm dishing on anything or anything like that, but it's about my personal experience with like the irritation behind people just saying, just pray about it or just sleep on it or, don't do anything, just have faith that the situation will resolve itself kind of thing. So this is my personal take of the frustrations of going through all that, yeah.
That's a pretty deep topic to explore in a track. Was it a difficult track for you to write?
I think it came together pretty nicely, I guess, lyrically, but the song itself almost didn't even make it to the EP itself, given that it went through so many iterations. But we finally found one we were happy with it, and it conveyed everything that we wanted it to, all the emotion that we wanted it to. So I'm hoping that some of the passion that I put into it really speaks to people.
Definitely. What were some of the changes that you were making to the track? Was it to the lyrics or was it to the style of the song? What was the actual changes that you were making?
A lot to do with the style and the formatting and stuff. We've always wanted to come across as a heavy band, but we knew we didn't want to just be another heavy band that just does breakdowns and one sort of style of vocals. So I think we all really pushed ourselves musically to come together and improve ourselves a bit for this one, and hopefully the rest of the EP that is due to come out soon.
Going from almost not making the EP to the first single off the EP is a pretty big step. You guys must be pretty happy with the version of the track that we're hearing now.
Yeah, definitely. We jumped into the studio down in Sydney with Mark Williamson at Keywork Audio, and he's like, all right, this is what I was thinking with this track, and we're just like, all right, we love that, and hopefully everyone else will love that. And yeah, we got it to the point where we were so happy with it that we were almost convinced, we did convince ourselves to put it as the first single, if not an additional single to the other two that are due to come out as well.
So tell us a little bit about the EP. Is Gloomsayer a good example of what we can hear on the rest of the EP?
Gloomsayer is a pretty good representation of what Revoid itself has become. Sleepless Still, the EP, it's got 5 tracks on it, but they're all fairly different in design and in sound. They're all strictly us. They're very strictly Revoid, but given our diverse backgrounds and everything, it's got a little bit of something for everyone, and this is one of the more hard-hitting tracks, I would say.
So when can we expect to hear the EP? I know a lot of people are going to end up loving this single, so when can we expect the EP to be released?
The EP should be around mid-April. We've got a few things to go through first. Obviously got to get through the next 2 singles and see how they kick off, but yeah, should be mid-April, and that's when all the records from Anti-Vinyl Vinyl Club should be sent out as well, so everyone can enjoy Sleepless Still in their own way.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about recording this EP, because you guys have recorded this in the middle of the pandemic when things were opening and closing with only a few days' notice. How difficult was it for you guys to actually get into the studio and record?
We had our concerns going up to it. Like we booked the time well in advance because Mark's always a very busy man. But yeah, given the state of Australia at the time, it was really like, oh, there's a window. Let's hope it stays open. And I think a week out, there was a spike in cases down in New South Wales. So we had our concerns, but we did make it, and we made it all happen just by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about working with Mark. As you said, he's a very, very popular guy to work with. Why did you guys want to work with him, and how did you find working with him?
We originally found him he hit us up after hearing our original sort of demos, and he's the first person we worked with for Cut Me Down, and his process and everything to do with him is just so streamlined. He's such a fun guy to work with, but he's really onto it. He really knows his stuff, and that really gelled well with our sort of group dynamic that we have getting into the studio. And yeah, hopefully that reflects well in the rest of the tracks.
Getting a phone call from Mark to want to work with you guys, that must have been a big shock for you guys, but also something that meant you guys were on the right path. How did you take that call?
It was pretty phenomenal. I mean, I'm relatively bad with social media, so I have to ask our guitarist, Krusty, who knows everyone and everything about the music world, who he is and why this is important. And then, obviously, hearing about it, I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Mark is in a sick band. He's in Inertia, produces all these other people. And then we actually get into the studio, and he crushes it with us. And it's just like the results speak for themselves as far as we're concerned. Like, not just in what we're writing or anything, but just in the quality of his work. It's just undeniable. And yeah, we love working with him. He's fantastic.
Definitely. Now, Cut Me Down did so well. We played that on this show as well, and it got picked up by so many different radio stations, and it did so well on Spotify. Did you guys feel pressure with what you're doing now because of how well Cut Me Down did?
Yeah, of course. I think that was our benchmark. We wanted that to be our that was our debut single for the reinvention of Revoid, and everything we do from now on, we pressure ourselves to be an improvement on everything that's come before. So Cut Me Down set a benchmark for us, and we're hoping that each song off Sleepless Still can do individually as well as Cut Me Down did, but hopefully in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about that. I've just got something stuck in my throat. So tell us a little bit about what you guys are hoping to get out and do now, because the last couple of years have also been a nightmare for getting out and touring or anything like that. What are your plans now for the rest of this year?
Well, it's been so hard to organise things, but we really just want this to, I guess, show people why they should care about what we're trying to do. Cut Me Down was, I guess, built for us to put us on the map, and then Sleepless Still will be something that sort of makes bigger bands, pay attention. So we're hoping to get more shows out of this, if not do a tour, but tours are always up in the air these days, so we'll see what we can get. But honestly, we're just happy if people enjoy it, happy if the numbers look good, and happy if everyone else is happy with it.
And you mentioned before that Sleepless Still's coming out in a number of different ways. How can people pre-order a copy if they want to jump on and pre-order a copy?
Definitely go to our page, or even Anti-Vinyl Vinyl Club's page. They have our records up there for sale. I think the bundles are already sold out, so individual sales of their two different colours. There's also pre-orders for it on iTunes and Apple Music, and obviously Spotify is accessible as it's ever been. So yeah, it's pretty much every streaming platform, YouTube, everything. It's going to be everywhere.
Awesome. Well, we're going to jump in and take a listen to Gloomsayer right now. So, Dale, what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to this amazing track?
Get ready for the rest of it.
Awesome. Well, mate,